Was there anything? Actually, no, one more question that I didn't write down. How do you feel about arm wrestling and the Olympics?
This is my this is my favorite topic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite topic. Why favorite? Because sometimes it pisses me off. People ask in the groups, when will arm wrestling be the Olympics? And I am like, never.
Yeah.
Maybe the day when we figure out whether it should be a ready go or don't move go or just go. We haven't figured that out yet, yeah, man. Have you seen any other sport where it's 1,000 different ways to start a match? No, there is just a whistle in everything. In a sprints, there is a gunshot. Sometimes there is a whistle. Everyone works like that. But arm wrestling, and can anyone explain to me what is the point of saying don't move before go? You're basically telling the person to move before the go by saying don't move, go. You can simply say go. We haven't figured out, like I was talking about the basics earlier. We haven't dialed in the basics yet. What should it be? If there is a don't move or ready go, I think there should be a random gap of anywhere between 1 to 3 seconds. So if you're saying don't move, go, that introduces the shock in that where you have to really hit off the go. But if you're saying don't move, go, everyone is going at don't move. Isn't that obvious? I think we really need to change that and have a standard. Either don't move, go, or ready, go. Don't move never makes any sense to me anyways.
I think Don't Move
So
goes UAL events, if I'm not wrong. Because that's actually what I say when I referee, because I've refed those. I'm almost positive. I would need to go back and check, but
but you think, man, what is the point of saying don't move? Isn't it obvious that you're not supposed to not move? You're supposed to not move before the go. Then why do we need to say don't move?
mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, some people are, and many people in North America are not so pro rules, not so much about strictness in the rules. And
Yeah.
I think it is a must. Have you seen any other sport where people complain about the rules being followed? Arm wrestling is the only sport where people get mad when the rules are followed, when the micro fouls are called. Everyone, even some experienced arm wrestlers, are like, man, micro fouls should not be called. But it doesn't happen. When Usain Bolt falls started in 2001 World Championships and 100-meter race, people did not say it. It was just a 0.1 second early start. They should have allowed it. It never happens. I bet you cannot name any sport which allows micro fouls. But arm wrestlers are the only people who complain about rules being followed to make it presentable to the viewer. And I don't think it is a wise thing to do, and especially in North America. And I'm really thinking about that why do people complain about it? What is the reason to complain if the rules are being followed? Many sports, every rule is following the sport. Every sport is following the rules strictly, and they have audience. They have much bigger audience than arm wrestling. So what do you think about that, about the micro fouls thing?
Well, personally, I like when all fouls are called. Like, I think if you float your elbow, pop your elbow, it should be called. So I like strict rules. I think it's more professional. But to go to the opposite side, I mean, it is entertaining when they do
Yes, definitely.
those matches where they're letting the opponent load back already. Like WAL, for example. That setup is almost asking for people to cheat. I don't ever see fault or fair starts in the WAL Super Series, but it's still entertaining. It's probably the most entertaining in the entirety of the arm wrestling world.
The WL is the best product that there is in arm wrestling. Best product.
But I still prefer the very strict rules. Like top 8, I think I like the top 8 rule set a lot better. It just, for some reason, tapping into the audience that we have now, for some reason, it's not there yet. More time is needed, I think.
Yeah. I think a lot about it, and I think there could still be entertainment in arm wrestling, even if there are micro falls called out. They should be called. If you see, everyone is talking about strict rules in Europe. If you see any match in India, arm wrestling related, you will see the micro fouls being called, and it is there. People are not messing up in the grips here in India. The ref would just look at you, warn you that they will foul you, and you have to follow. I was watching a what was that event where BLM faced Yannick, and before the start, he was all over like that just before the go, and it does not look good when you're dancing all over the table right a millisecond before the ref says go.
Yeah.
Nobody complains when no one complains about it in other sports. Like, it is my challenge to everyone, where I name one sport where people complain about the rules being followed. We want the micro fouls being called because we have practiced that way. We are used to uplifting our elbows, and we want that it should be allowed in the competitions too, because we never practice in a strict way. That is the big problem. And the other thing is the basics. When we get our basics dialed in, of I'm not talking about the money, there is that issue also. The sports which don't have a good amount of money, where people can sell things, they will never be in the Olympics. I do not know much about that. I mean, of course it can be about the money, but right now we have not we are not ready with the basics yet.